Hi everyone, how are you? It's such a great day to be here and to see my friend here too. And I'll begin by saying thank you for everyone who watched our last video. And you people showed great support and great love. I'm so privileged to have you people in my life and continue supporting us as we continue growing together. As Kama Kawa Kama Dawa, I'll be your host, Faith Wamburo, founder CIN Center of Innovation Network, and this is What's in Your Mind podcast. And today we are so privileged to have a very pretty, beautiful lady who has been my friend for a very long time and a very passionate lady about mental health. And so today, acha tuingie kwa hii akili yake tujue what is in her mind about mental health and about life generally. And so I'll give her the chance to introduce herself. As you can see, she's so pretty. Welcome, Jacinta, and thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you. Hi, good people. Jacinta Wanjiko is my name. As Faith has said, I am a counseling psychologist by profession. I am a passionate mental health advocate. And I am privileged to be hosted here today on this podcast of What's in Your Mind. So let's get to it and see what is in my mind.
Yeah, it's time to explore her mind. Nimira mind here. So, Jacinta, last month ilikuwa June, and which is Men's Mental Health Awareness Month. And I'd love to know, your month imeisha. What do you think about it?
Let me begin by saying this month has had a lot, demonstrations here and there. And as they said, hey, Men's Mental Health Month imekuwa moto sana. moto sana. But we also appreciate the efforts that everybody, the organizations and activists around the world, they've put in recognizing it was a Men's Mental Health Awareness Month. And we are continuing to support our men. But as I always put it, let us not lose the masculinity aspect in it as we encourage men to speak out about their mental health.
Yeah, true. Sasa, do you think in your circle, because you have your world, I have my world, everyone has his or her own world, do you think what happened during that month ilifanyiwa justice? Well, ukiondoa story ya maandamano, ukiondoa hizi vitu zote za kando, do you think you as a person and people in your circle when you wako kwa WhatsApp and all walifanyia justice to the men in their life by like appreciating them, considering them, valuing this month and all? Do you think it happened?
In my opinion, no, because most people really do not know whether it was Men's Mental Health Month unless we post about it.
Yeah.
And you realize it's not only about men's mental health. Anything that surrounds men, like the other day we had Father's Day.
Yeah.
People never talked about it, and if they did, ni watu tu kidogo sana walikuwa like happy Father's Day nini. Kwanza mtu kama mimi nilikumbuka jioni when my father calls me and he's like, today is a Father's Day. I was not there.
Well,
anyway.
Oh wow, that's so genuine of you. Mbona unaongea ukweli? So, but I would see you on your status ukipost things to do with mental health. It's something that you've been doing for a very long time. But this specifically, you are posting it about men. What was the response? How was the response? Wale wenye wako kwa WhatsApp yako, were they responding to it? Ama wanaona tu status wanapita? How was the response?
The response was good, but not so good. Well, the guys that I am quite close with, we were able to hold conversations, talk about how they feel. Do they feel pressured by the needs of their families? Do they feel pressured by the society to be at a certain point or what? Vitu kama hizo, because generally mwanaume anakuanga amepushiwa sana na society, mama zake kina nani. Amefika miaka 28 hajaoa and the mother is like, hey, kwani hujaona mtu? That's still pressure, because I believe we should allow them to do it at their own time. But does the society really understand that? If I am, for example, when you look at men, they have siblings. When you have siblings, your mother or your parents automatically expect you to take over the duties of your siblings, pay their school fees, support your siblings, blah, 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 blah. And you're like, this man has a lot. He has to invest. He has, because at the end of the day, he'll have his own family. And as a man, you are responsible for your family. So by the time you get all things done, time is not here. So a man is really pressured and put to the wall, sana. I don't
In
know.
the society, and the
Sana.
society is that. So we put the men kando. So I'd love to know, since you are a psychologist, meaning kuna watu huku kujia as men. Let's start with, do men come to you as a psychologist?
Yes.
They do?
Yeah.
Okay. So for the men who come to your space, ni which age gap hivi? Age groups.
Okay. We have age groups, let's say from 18 to 25 or to 30 at times. Teenage boys. It varies, because again you realize we all have to seek help. And if I was seeking help and I'm told Jacinta is a psychologist and they are referred to me, then definitely they'll reach out. That is not to say men wenye wako age group yangu ndio wanani reach out.
Yeah.
Even wababa, fathers,
Yeah,
and you really feel the pain of what this man is going through. But again, I cannot just be there and offer all the support without letting them realize I have the abilities to deal with my own shit.
Yeah, true. So, since you've interacted with what wenye wako ni adolescents, and then kuna ama the young people, and then we have the youths, and then wababa, which are the needs? You mentioned something like the needs of the society, and now I am trying to think that kuna needs za society na kuna needs zako.
Yeah.
So for all those people that have come to you as men, wenye kutoka yo age adolescent to wababa, which is the common thing yenye utokea wakikuja kwako? What do you notice that is common kwa hii age group yote?
The common thing basically is the pressure. The societal pressure. If I am a married man, I have pressure from my family, my wife. I might be paying school fees, bringing food, but my wife thinks this is not enough. So I'll always feel pressured. I am in school. I am not, maybe this time I've not performed well. I'll be pressured. My parents will think, you are the man, you are supposed to carry the next mantle of this family, but you are not doing anything. So I'll still feel pressured. So it all circles within the societal pressures and the societal expectations.
So it's not even about you, like tumefika a place where you don't, how do I phrase it? You're not really considering your needs. You're considering the society's need. By the society, I mean you're considering your wife's need, your kids' needs, your parents' needs, your friends' needs. But needs zako, you shut them down. Is that what happens, Sama?
You realize a man is someone to carry the family's name to the next level. So if I am at this certain age and I've not done anything as a man, I've not done, let me say, maybe something productive with my life at a certain age, I feel like I've let my family down. I'll not look at it like...
It's not even about you letting yourself down.
Exactly.
I've let my family down.
Yeah. You feel I've let my family down. I am a father. I've brought these kids. I'm not able to provide for their needs. I'm not able to give this when they need it. I feel like I've let my children down as a father. And you forget you are a human to yourself before you become kind and human to someone else.
Yeah. Oh, wow. So, you've talked about pressure. And you've said you tusumbua kwa hii maisha ni pressure, especially men. So there are scientific kama there are words zenye zinatumika kama mental health. Kwa Kikuyu tunasemanga kuoroka, or it's taken as the major thing tukiongelea mambo ya mental health. In Kiswahili utasikia kuchizi. But tumefika pahali kuna some words zinatokea za kudescribe, like zime break down what you're going through. That can lead sasa to hiyo kuchizi. So I'd love you to brief us on easy words, vitu kama zenye zikuja, what is mental health illness, zenye zikuja hapo chini.
Well, I didn't know whether I got your question well, but I'll say this. Mental health, as I say, it's basically the wellness of your mind. wellness of your mind, and if there is something amiss, then it means you are not okay mentally. If I am not okay mentally, I'll not be able to function normally, because everything that I do starts in my mind. All the activities that we do start in our mind. And now when we talk about kuchizi and all that, that is stigmatizing mental health. You tell someone, let's say someone who has schizophrenia, there is a way they behave.
So what's that?
Schizophrenia, it's a mental health disease. Let's say someone has how do we call it, dementia. Dementia, it's where someone anasahau vitu and all that, and nanza kuona humsi amechizi. You see, I think we need something like, you see, kama vile tunakuanga na civic education time ya kuregister as a voter. I feel like we need civic education about mental health so that we break down these terms for people to understand them. And so that I am in a position to know when my brother is behaving in a certain way that I am not used to seeing them behave this way. I am supposed to offer them help. When I see my brother all of a sudden ameanza kuvuta sigara, ameanza kukunywa pombe, anakuja nyumbani akiwa mlevi, I should not assume, unajua tunaonanga wanaume wanalewa tu, you see,
like kulewa kwa mwanaume si shida,
kulewa kwa mwanaume it's normal, right? And you realize, by the way, kulewa kwa mwanaume ni normal, tunaiput hivyo, but nobody really wants to go and ask, mbona ameanza kulewa all of a sudden, you know, because addiction does not just start hivyo tu. And I usually say, other than kukunywa pombe eti juu ya kujibamba and all that, sometimes ukunywangi pombe because you want to do it. Unajipata uko na stress. As a man, nimetafuta a job like 10 places, sipati. Mwaka imeisha, mwaka ingine imeisha, sipati job. Naona wanaume wenzangu wanaenda job. Like I was talking to a friend, nilikuwa namwambia, kwani upendi kukaa nyumbani as a man? Kwani upendi kwako? You see, because mimi ni ule mse nitakaa kwa nyumba all day, another day na sina issue. And then namuuliza, kwani upendi kwako? And he was like, wanaume wenzangu wanatoka huko nje, wanaenda kutafuta, na mimi nakaa aje kwa nyumba. Hata kama hakuna kitu naenda kufanya nje, niende tu nikae huko nizunguke jioni nifike nirudi home. You see, because a man is supposed to go out, look for food and bring food home. You see, so we really do not want to figure it out. Ile time yenye mwanaume amekuja leo amelewa, kesho amelewa, siku nyingine amelewa, what is the root cause? Because ukienda kwa hizi rehab centers zote upate watu wote wako na issues na addiction there, you realize they didn't find themselves there because they wanted to find themselves there. It's something that triggered. And all the triggers, exactly,
they were not so conscious kujua what is happening.
And all the triggers run down to mental health. Ukipata wanaume wakikuwa na issue, akuja ambia mwanaume mwenzake, niko na hii kitu na hii na ni stress. What do they tell each other? Twende nikakununulie kakwata hizo stress ziishe. You see? Umenunuliwa kakwata hiyo stress imeisha hiyo siku. Tomorrow ulevi ikitoka kwa akili.
Haiondoi the problem. Okay, sasa kuna vitu kama umemention. Umesema kitu kama dementia. Vitu kama hizo sasa. Hizo ndizo nilikuwa nataka, probably you can help us understand zile vitu basic, vitu kama anxiety, PTSD or whatever. Hizo ni nini? Because naweza kuwa napitia kitu kama PTSD, which I think everyone ako nayo, and we never notice. Ni kama kila mtu ako nayo. We are just not so conscious to notice that tuko nayo. And then I don't know what I'm going through. I just know I'm stressed. Tumezoea ukisumbuliwa na kichwa, ukianzia kutingika, kushiva, anxiety and all, zote tunazieka kwa hapana, niko na stress, niko depressed. Stress ni nini? Depression ni nini? Anxiety ni nini?
Okay. Now, stress, depression, anxiety. In normal cases, utasikia mtu akisema, mimi niko na depression.
Exactly. Kila mtu kama saa hii, kila mtu anasema ako na depression, kila mtu anasema ako na anxiety, juu ya finance bill, juu ya nini. Do you think tumefika pali ya experience depression? Do you think tuko kwa depression?
Well, depression comes in different forms, and how I react to one thing is not the same way you will react to it. It's not the same way someone else will react to it. How I respond, it's not the same way someone else will respond. Whether something stresses me or not, how I respond is not how you as a person will respond.
Yeah.
And how we respond naturally contributes to what happens next in our mental processes. So stress ni kitu normal. It comes in our daily activities.
Should we normalize it? Nafaa tukisema ni normal ni ati nikiwa stressed hiyo haifai kunibother.
No. That's not what I'm saying.
Okay.
Let's say I am looking for a better example. I have lost my business has collapsed. Let's say my business is going down, and when my business is going down, nitakuwa na hiyo stress ya to bring it back. What do I need? Who do I need to pick? Who do I need to kunisaidia so that we bring it back? Okay. I'll be stressed all around. That does not mean ni normalize tu na niseme ilikuwa tu ishafanyika sasa nitafanya. You see, and that nini ya kujiambia ishafanyika sasa nitafanya. You see, I have taken it to myself to normalize it because ishafanyika yenyewe. So what can I do? But the thing is, you've gone through a loss that you really need to work on and accept it, because kujiambia ishafanyika sasa nitafanya, it's like denying the fact that ikitu imefanyika. You see, and that is why we say you have to seek professional help, because the moment I'm telling myself niko depressed, niko na anxiety, who has diagnosed you with depression? Who has diagnosed you with anxiety? And exactly. And mental health is, you see, we have physical health and mental health. And the same way you go to a doctor, ile siku umeamka unaumwa na kichwa leo, kesho unasikia let me just go see a doctor. It is the same way you should go and seek professional help from a therapist when you're not feeling well. Ukisikia hii kitu, mbona usumbuliwe hiyo na kitu like kwa akili leo, kesho, another day, and you choose to live with it. But ile siku umeamka ukiwa na malaria leo na kesho, you go and see a doctor. So all around his, if nimesikia si yuko fiti, let me just seek professional help. Because yes, therapy is expensive as we put it, but we have a lot of people out here willing to help. We have pro bono services for from the Kenya Red Cross. You can check them out. Again, tukisema therapy is expensive, hatusemi I am a therapist, but yes, I'm a human being. I'll understand. Unaweza kuja kwangu, yes, una hiyo 3,000 ya kulipa therapy session, but kuna ile amount uko nayo. Why can't we just negotiate and I'll offer you services? Unaweza ukakuwa, yes, uko na, unasikia umepushiwa to the wall, you really do not have money. Will I watch you die or go to your suicidal nini kama naweza nikakusaidia? I'll be human enough to help you. You see?
So tumeongelea kuhusu stress. Depression, tukisema depression ni nini?
Well, depression, it's a mental health condition characterized by withdrawal, social withdrawal. Mtu kama wewe najua unaongeanga sana.
Vibaya sana.
Then niamke siku moja na una faith haongei. Like, what is happening? So we have social withdrawal, we have sometimes unaweza kuwa na lack of sleep, ama unaweza lala sana. Sometimes we have lack of appetite. You will the symptoms that you will recognize someone is having a mental health issue is them behaving differently from how we are used to them behaving.
And how do you differentiate how do you differentiate that huyu mtu amechange juu anataka, alafu huyu mtu amechange juu hata hajui what is going on, amesukumwa na maisha? Like, how do you differentiate that Wamboro ameamua anataka kuanzia kukunywa pombe, she's okay with it, and mtu mwenyewe anakunywanga ameanzia kukunywa pombe but ana deal na issues zake, because at the end of the day tushikisha kunywa wote pombe tunafurahia? What do you differentiate?
We are human beings, we talk. You are my friend. I know how you behave. If I have seen you starting to behave differently, kama nina ku reach out, tunaongelelea stories zingine, tunaongea we need to do this, nakwambia leo nikopeshe dhao mbili, why can't we talk about it? It is the same way, like nimeona leo Faith a behave vile nimezoea Faith akibehave. What do? I have to reach out. Kama ana reach out tunapiga moshene zingine, mbona nisi reach out nipige hiyo moshene nijue kwa nini umeamua kubehave that way. Number one, you have to realize mtu anaweza kuwa nina go through something and you come and reach out to me na nikuwe sijisikii ku open up at that moment, but honestly I am going through something na nikwambie niko tu sawa. You know, give me space at the moment but keep pushing until I tell you the truth, because if you are my friend, honestly you are my safe space, and I'll open up.
So now it brings back to the point of vulnerability, which is brought by trust, which is brought by something like friendship. So lazima kwanza tukue so good friends in a way that you are vulnerable ile time zenye uko poa na bado uko poa. By that I can be able to help you, but kama hakuna vulnerability I cannot be able to know kama unapitia whatever. Like kama hatuko close hakuna venye naweza jua chenye unapitia unless you speak up.
If I am your friend, I believe friendships are beyond mimi kukujua na wewe kunijua. Friendships, it is supposed to be my safe space where if everything else around me feels dark, you are the person that is the light to me. And if you're not that person to me, then you are someone I know. Because again, friendships tunazidefine differently. It's not everybody mwenye ni your friend who is your safe space. Kuna mtu ni rafiki yako, mtaongea tu vitu zingine generally, but you realize unajua na kabisa hata wewe say you have so many friends, but unajua ule rafiki mwenye ni your safe space, you can talk to them when you're not feeling okay. Because ile time yenye nimekaa nasikia tu si yuko poa, sikosangi ule mtu mwenye nitamwambia hadi akiniuliza like akinicall uko aje, sitamwambia niko poa. We are used to uko aje niko poa labda wewe, you see. But akinipigia niambie uko aje, niko si yuko poa. I am vulnerable to them because they have shown me they are my safe space and I can go out and vent to them. But again, so also
space inamaanisha naweza kuja niseme anything,
exactly.
Anything, they won't judge me.
Exactly.
You're just there to embrace me, the good side of being on this idea. That is what it means.
Because a safe space, I am talking without being judged. I am behaving the way I want to behave without being judged. Either be it my good days or my bad days, we can talk about it. Si siku yote tunakuanga marafiki ile time niko sawa, ile siku si yuko sawa, we are not friends. It's like uko na wale marafiki ile saa uko na pesa, wewe ndio rafiki yao, you are going from one club to the next, one club to the next. Ile siku yenye umeishiwa, they are going on with their lives. You're not there. Is that really a friendship?
No, true. So, and nilikuwa nataka to define hizi mental health disorders ama illness kama kadhaa. So tumeongea kuhusu stress, depression. What's anxiety?
Anxiety is majorly described by something like, let's say, panic attacks. Kukua tu, uko ile anxious, you're not settled. I am supposed, anxiety, sitaki tuione ni kama ni big term. I am supposed to perform somewhere. And then nimeitwa, it's my time. Niko na hiyo anxiety, yeah. Nitaifanya aje. You see? Am I going to deliver my best? It is in your organization you've been given, you need to present a concept note or a proposal to the donors or something, and you're anxious, maybe you feel like you're not going to do it right. Anxiety iko in many, exactly. Na iko na many, like si lazima ukue anxious eti ile ya juu uko na mental health problem. Naweza nikakuwa tu na ile anxiety ya kawaida, ninafaa kuperform kitu na na feel nitaweza kuifanya, inafanyikanga tu normally, you see, like naturally itakuja tu. Nimeitwa place yenye iko na watu wengi na sijazoea kuenda place iko na watu wengi kuongea, nitakuwa nako ka anxiety. But other anxiety yenye ni majorly a mental health problem, because we have some anxiety disorders, we have generalized anxiety disorder, we have, I can't remember all of them, but sasa hizo they are generally ndio nikuwe diagnosed niko na hizi anxiety disorders, then I have to be diagnosed by a psychiatrist, sorry. Because yeye ndio ako na hiyo assessment tools. Atakuwa in a position ya kujua this is this type of anxiety, this is the other type of anxiety, this is, you see, atakuwa able kujua my anxiety levels.
Okay.
Yeah, so generally kukuwa diagnosed na hizo nini, it's through a psychiatrist mwenye akona more knowledge on the assessment, doing the assessment on mental health disorders.
Kama nafaa kutafuta psychiatrist nimweke hapa atueleze.
Don't worry, I'll bring you one.
Thank you. So so that anxiety, kuna kitu kingine inaitwa PTSD. What's that? I'm just trying to name the few things that are kind of common with human beings and men. What's PTSD?
Post-traumatic stress disorder. Post-traumatic stress disorder, I have a trauma that I've not dealt with, and as time goes by, it grows to PTSD.
Leo nimeumizwa kidole alafu nakataa kudeal nayo, kesho inakuwa kidonda. So
exactly. Ni kama tu kuidefine hivyo. Yeah. You see
trauma
the word
grow.
P, that P, post.
It
Post.
happened kwanza, but sasa imegrow
Post,
that I can't
yeah.
even control it. Wow. What causes trauma? What causes trauma?
Trauma comes because of so many issues. Well, it depends. We've been talking about childhood traumas basically because of how I have grown, the family dynamics and all that. We can have trauma because of, let's say for example, zile vitu zilikuwa zinafanyika last week about demonstrations and all that.
Yeah.
Nimekuwa hapo, nimeona mtu akishutiwa directly. I've seen their blood flow and I've seen them die mbele yangu. I'll be traumatized. I'll keep on seeing those images in my mind.
Okay, I have a question. Do we get traumatized because, okay, I feel like what when you get traumatized ni empaths because they can relate with what is happening hata kama si wao. So, trauma inaweza kuwa ni umehapeniwa ama another person you're relating with it. Sasa, how do you differentiate? Because sometimes tunajisahawingi. Like, tuseme kama your example. Let me just use another example because your story ni ya juzi, so it's so fragile at this moment kuiongelea. So let's say umeona nikipigwa na boyfriend yangu. Siwe ulipigwa, si ndio? Why does it affect you? How tunafikanga aje tunaaffectiwa with what didn't happen to us? How is trauma not based on us only, that I'm getting to be affected by what you're going through? How is that and how do we go about it?
Let me give a very good example of it. I am, let's say I'm born in a family where there is violence. Every other time I'll see my mom being beaten up by my father, or I'll see my parents having fight every now and then.
Yeah.
It is going to affect me directly because, number one, I'll have strained relationship with my parents. Because most of the time, my mom will spend time having to heal, like, anafikiria tu ile kupigwa alipigwa jana and maybe atakuja kupigwa tena. You see, all along, my mom will not be in a very good mental state. You see?
So hataezi kulea fiti.
Exactly. And my father too will not be in a good mental state because hapa atanishughulikia saa ngapi na akuje alete vita saa ngapi. You see, every time, because I'm seeing my dad raise hands to my mom, hata mimi mwenyewe namuogopa. You see, because this is a violent person, namuogopa.
So chenye inafanyika ni ati una imagine what would happen to you if you were in the same state. Ni kama unajeka kiatu ya mamako.
Exactly. And again, I am being affected directly because I am supposed to grow in a healthy family, but I am growing up in an unhealthy environment.
Kuna vitu hutapata because
Kuna vitu sitapata because of what is happening. Again, sitakuwa ile free tu kama the other normal child.
So trauma inaweza kuja pia via effects, like effects ndizo actually zina amplify what you went through. Venye umesema mamangu na babangu wamefight, hiyo yenyewe, that is one figure, that is one image ya wao wakifight. Now what comes after the fighting ndio ita amplify trauma yangu, ndio ita amplify that sikupata wazazi wapoa, nimepata huku nje kuna watu wapoa, nimepata sikupata masomo inatosha, like it's just amplifying now your life. Oh, so that is one way yenye unapata effect directly. So let's talk about, umekuja hapa umeniona pengine wewe hata okay, yenye haina effect yako directly, yenye sema kama time ya maandamano kuna watu vitu zili happen, they lost their lives and all, wenye tulikuwa maandamano tuliona. Now this person, I don't know this person, I've never met this person. This person probably kwa maisha yetu hakuna mtu pengine ni wa Roysambu, mimi pengine ni wa Kitui, like we'll never meet in a lifetime probably. How comes we get affected with such? How comes we get affected with huyu mtu ameuliwa na hata siku anamjua? The same thing that even happens kwa mazishi, tena uta lose birthday, wewe unaifeel because you've had your experience. But now I come to that mazishi, nianzie kulia, I don't know that person. You get me? Like, is it because we are not able to control ourselves, our emotions, our what's it? Yenye iku affect directly.
We are humans. As a human being, you're not used to seeing pain.
We don't even love pain.
And nobody loves pain. I am seeing a friend in pain. And I put myself in my friend's shoes. How is my friend feeling?
Now you feel it. Like,
I feel it.
Sasa umekuwa beshte yako,
Yeah.
it's not even about you now, it's about your friend.
Nimeenda kwa mazishi. People have lost their loved one. Kwa mazishi hakuna furaha iko hapo, hakuna kucheka tunacheka hapo.
Yeah.
So because of the environment yenye imekusurround at that moment, imekuvuruta, you find yourself.
Wow. So it's as much as we try to be, oh, unaweza ishi peke yako, unaweza ishi peke yako. First of all, we are social human beings.
Exactly.
And you being a social human being, you are vulnerable to trauma yenye hata haikufai. Like it's none of your business, but utaibeba kwa akili with you wanting or not wanting it.
Yeah.
So is there a way to differentiate, like is there a way kujitoa, like kujione ni kama venye sasa tumeketi hapa, uko na Jacinta mwingine hapa, but uko hapo. Meaning akili yako itakuwa affected, but at that time you live that moment. At that time I'll comfort you as my friend at that time, but I'll not carry it along my day sasa. Is it possible? Is it what we call healing?
It is possible. I am a therapist. Does it mean I'll carry every client's story that walks in?
Wow.
I won't. I am being empathetic. I'm not being sympathetic. I am putting myself in their shoes, yes.
Just to understand.
To
them,
understand.
not to feel,
to understand how they are feeling.
Yeah.
To feel with them, not to feel for them.
So you don't have to carry the baggage.
Because I am carrying someone's baggage on my shoulders. Until when? You see, that is why we talk about self-awareness. That is why we talk about emotional intelligence. Just knowing what to carry and what not to carry.
Unajua hii nitembea kuweka shuka.
Just carry kenye.
Nitembea kushuka.
Exactly. Like nini yenye naweza, ni nini yenye siwezi. Ndio maana utaona you will see someone going through a problem and maybe you can help, but you just like apana, let them just deal with their problem. It's their problem, you know?
Their problem, yeah.
Because
until they go through it, they solve it for themselves. Hata wasolvie they move on mentally. Unaweza wasolvie physically or whatever, but akili, wow.
And you cannot help everybody. And because they say you cannot pour from an empty cup. You see, if we were to carry people's problem, then therapists would be at a very bad place.
Yes. And that is why I was asking how if it is possible could you differentiate kutoka kwako, the Jacinta, inner Jacinta, and Jacinta psychologist. Because if you come kwa hii space basi bila kujua kujidifferentiate, utajipata umebeba mizigo ya watu, especially in our advocacy space. We see a lot zenye watu wamepitia, so inhumane things, and if you decide to carry each and everything you're seeing in your head, hiyo ni trauma actually ni kama yako ya kujiletea, umeitikia, umeiembrace. Wow, I think that's it. Hiyo tunaweza achia hapo kwanza.
Before to achia, I'll say you are a human. Like huwa nasema I am a human before I become a therapist. You are Wamboro before you become an activist. You are human. Yeah, you are a human before you become an activist.
Yes.
For you to be able to deal with people's problem, you're first human. And being human means I am human to myself first before I be there for someone else.
So meaning you're not going to go down because of someone else's problem. You have to protect yourself. Lazima uweke hiyo boundary. Wow.
Ni kama.
Wow, and I think in our advocacy space, a lot of people should go through that.
Exactly.
A lot of people should acknowledge that as much as unapata mashida huku nje, unaweza saidia but si mashida zako. You should be able to know that.
You cannot help everybody in the world. You realize you can help one person, but you can't. Even Jesus did not feed all the people. He only fed 5,000. Exactly. So you can't really help everybody. Helping everybody is going extra what you have.
Okay.
Ni kama niko na problem, nikwambie nikopeshe 3,000 and that is the only money that you have. Unaona? Alafu unipe. So alafu utatumia nini?
Sasa umesaidiana but hujajisaidia.
Exactly.
Okay. So nilikuwa wacha kwanza tutoke kwa hiyo side ya mambo ya imagine mzito. I want us to go back to, there is something you had mentioned about family, about the responsibilities we give to men. And I'd love to know from now a psychologist, do you think tumebebesha wanaume mizigo hawafai kubeba? Do you think that we even give up our responsibilities for men, to men? Do you think tumebebesha wanaume, like you're supposed to feed me, you're supposed to do this, you're supposed to do this, but for you, what you offer back, what we are offering back, like it's not mutual. Do you think tumefika hapo kama society?
I'll say according to me, yes. And these are things that we found from our cultures, and that is why even when we are doing advocacy, we are breaking the cultural expectations, the cultural beliefs. We are breaking some of them because I always say, if a man is supposed to be strong for everybody, then who is strong for him? We've I like giving an example of my grandfather.
Wow.
He's a man that I love so much, and I love how strong he is.
What's his name?
My grandfather's name is Bernard Kakoma.
Wow.
Such a beautiful name.
Bernard.
Yes. So, and he's not Brother Bernard anyway.
Okay.
Anyway, as I grew up, I've watched him lose his own children. At first, he lost the firstborn, and well, because the society has put it, a man has to be strong for the rest of the people, and he carried himself with a lot of strength and a lot of, it is going to be okay for all of us. That time I was in class 5. Of course, I could not understand why. And then coming all along, then to when I was in high school in my form 4, we lost another uncle who was his second born, and then in a week span another one who was still the son. And I think for that time, that is when I saw him broken down. All my life I've never seen him broken down, and that was the first time I saw him break down. And to a point when he was told to speak kwa burial, he was like, I remember he said, there is nothing much I can say. The only thing I have to say right now, may the name of the Lord be praised. And I went back to school, and I was like, in my mind, for the very first time, amekosa kitu ya kuongea. Sijaisikia akiwa amekosa kitu ya kuongea. I started asking myself, what really happens? I started doing my research. Far from it, I really wanted to be a lawyer, and you see happenings here and there, and I was
You're still an advocate.
exactly
Yeah. You're still a coin space bado.
because I was doing the research of, is the person I'm used to seeing him strong, and this very specific day I saw him break down. I asked myself, why did he have to break down? And I went down to doing my own research, what really happens. And I found, there is issues with mental health, something that I didn't know. And I told myself, why can't I go to school and pursue this? Because through pursuing this, I'll get a lot of information around it. And I was like, yeah, he has been strong for all of us. And that very day, he was unable to be strong for us because it had hit him hard. Yes, I've given birth to sons, and now I am a father without sons. They're not there. They're gone. And I all along I was asking myself, why did he have to be strong all along? I think there is a time he should have just, and in my mind nilikuwa najiambia ama sometimes alikuwa anajifungia kwa room analia or something, because the question is, if I am strong for my children not to be, you see, I am strong for this, I'm strong for that, then who is strong for you?
Hata unaondoa the human experience. I think tumefika pahali tunaondoa human experience ya wanaume. And I think we're trying to bring it back, but the transitioning, I think it's kind of shaky and all. Because tumesema, before you become a man, before you become a woman, you are a human being. Like, ndio maana ukizaliwa ama mtu akiwa na ball inakuanga amebeba binadamu kwanza.
Exactly.
Alafu ndio atakuja angaliwe ni kasichana
ama ni kijana.
You see, so you start by being a human being, and as human beings, si tunaonanga kama ni right kulia, we have the right to do so, but for men they don't have the right to do so. It's not only crying, like it's about expressing emotions, and I think tumesuppress, tumefika pahali, and bado tukafika pahali wanaume wako like, no, hii kitu inatu affect, it's not working for us. Maybe it worked in the days before, but for now in the society that we are in the lifetime, in the all, it's not working for us. Do you think tuko bado na hiyo space ya kuembrace the transitioning, kuembrace wanaume wanalia, and we are not going to break them more, we are not going to act unalia aje, like in any way of expressing their emotions? Do you think we are there?
We are yet there. We are trying, we are yet to get there. But also, yes, we can be really talking about letting men express their emotions, letting men express how they are feeling. But the question is, how is the recipient's end? We are giving. Exactly. We are giving, but how are these men receiving it? Because yes, men still grow up. Unajua, utasikia mtu akiambiwa na babake, mwanaume ni kujikaza. You see? Hata utaona like home, mmeka kitu hapo chini, alafu ambiwe kuja ubebe hii kitu, wewe ni mwanaume. You see? It all starts from there. Fanya hivi, wewe ndio mwanaume. You see? It is like we are conditioning them. I am a man, and
this is how you should
this
behave.
Is how I behave.
I think we never let human beings live. We control how they live.
Yeah. Wow. Like we are naturally, I don't know, they're just controlling us, be it our parents, be it our society, be it whoever,
be it us, control,
yeah, we are controlling them. I am a lady. I'm not saying men should not provide, but at this particular time he is not in a position to provide. Why am I pushing him to the wall to provide if he's not in a position to? Why can't I just understand, yes, ana providing siku zingine, but at this particular time is not really in a position to do it.
So when we talk about mambo na provision na hizi responsibilities za mwanaume, provision, protection and all, when should they do so? Is it when you are in a relationship? Is it when you people are courting? Is it when you people are married? When is it? Because sahi naona ni kama tunaekelea watu mizigo, and
honestly when I say when, I'll be lying. Because
don't you think tunafaa,
because watu
ufai kuambia mtu chenye anafanya, unafaa kumwambia this is what I love this and this, so can you give me this? No. Okay, next. Or can I compromise? Can we talk about tunaweza bargain kama hatuwezi? Next. Because I think tumeprogramiwa si wote kama sahi, the reason as to why of which si condemning story, it's just a way of living story in our baba. The reason as to why si madem tunaendea our baba, it's more about provision, it's about dough. And now that is another topic when you programmiwa to believe money is the only thing that you have to live for. But now the men are taking advantage, because the reason as to why I'm saying this, it's because utapata magonjwa, utapata mtoto, utapata nini, and now after umepata hizi vitu, the man owes you nothing. So amekuja amekupea hiyo do sai, amekuachia kila kitu, amekuachia hadi mtoi, and now it's a responsibility to carry ahead chenye umeachiwa alone. What do you think about that? Do you think tunafaa kutegemea wanaume sana, that they are our saviors, they are our Jesus? Like, if you don't provide to me, then like the only thing you can give me is provision.
Well, I'll say no, because for me, I believe who is a partner? That is the question you should ask yourself in whatever relationship you are in, whether you are dating, whether you are courting, whether you are in marriage. Who is a partner? And there is a reason why when God created Eve, he told Adam, I am giving you an helper. That means Mungu hakusema na kuletea mzigo, because kama alikuwa
exactly ni helper, meaning lazima kwanza ujisaidie alafu ndio mtu akuje top up, like anafaa tu kutop up
exactly, because
kutoa kwa shimo.
If I am your helper as a lady, it means tunasaidiana, we are helping each other. You know, I'm not saying men should not provide, don't get it wrong.
Yes,
exactly.
Yes, I get your point. Mwenye ata misunderstand ni yako.
Yeah, don't get it wrong, point. But we are partners. We are here to help each other. If I am in a position, yeah,
it's not you helping me, it's we helping each other.
Najua huwa tunasema pesa yenye mimi na earn ni yangu, lakini yako ni yetu. Well, anyway, yako ni yetu.
It is okay for when you wanna believe hivyo. Na wakipata hata partners wanna believe hivyo, it is okay to partner.
Anyway, yako ni yetu.
But I believe hatufai to narrow down society. I think it's one of the reasons as to why tumefika wanaume.
Anyway, yako ni yetu, yes, but then the question is, I might be earning a bit better than him, right?
Yes.
Why should I have to wait him to pay school fees, to do everything? That means kuna at some point itafika ako in debt, because hiyo provision iko way beyond Kenya na earn. Unaona? Because niseme mimi nashukangwa hizi nywele, am I considering Kenya na earn? Unaona? Because ukiangalia amepata do, ana allocate huyu mtoto anafanyiwa hivi. Let's say if you have a kid, hivi tunalipa nyumba nini, and again hata unapata like nafanya kazi and I'm expecting someone who I'm dating to pay my rent, and he is also paying his rent. He's doing something maybe for his parents. Juu sisi wote ukipata pesa unataka kutumia mzazi kwanza. You see,
true.
Ujiulizi, how will he live within it? So when it comes to issues za kuprovide na nini about men, I think this one will now have to narrow down to communication between the two of you. Yeah.
It's a matter between the partners.
Yeah. Because
it's not a matter about the society, it's a matter between the partners.
Sitaki niseme hapa mtu aseme Jacinta
alisema nini. But that brings back to the self-awareness, because that is the only time unaweza differentiate what do I really need from this man. Because I think tumekuwa kwa society kuonyeshwa, even if you never succeed in life, if you get a man, he or she, he's your savior, he's your savior. And then tunajisahau. I think tunaeka responsibilities zetu tukando. Unaeka responsibility ya taking care of you, and you put it on a man, because tumekuwa kwa society a man ni anafaa kufanya hivyo, which I think it's a wrong thing.
I'll say it's good to know who you are, know what you want, term your value, know your value and work with it. Because if then I am in a position where I'm expecting man to do this and for this and that for me, then I also have to expect there is power and control that comes with it.
Yes.
Because
dependence in evil. Yes.
I am depending on him, and there is power and control that come with it, that will come with it. And I'll say this: money carries power. We've seen it all over. Money carries power. msee akuje ananifanyia kila kitu na pesa, akikuambia inama pale, my friend, utainama
Ndio
because
maana tunaitikia kufanya fetishes zingine juu ya pesa.
exactly.
Yeah.
So money carries power, but anything about provision, about nini kwa relationship, I think it has to narrow down to communication. And it also has to narrow down of why are you in that relationship, because again, people are in relationships for different reasons.
Yes.
I might be in a relationship with you as a guy and you think I am in that relationship because I love you as you love me, but my mission is
Inaweza
different.
kuwa ni sex, inaweza kuwa ni money, inaweza kuwa ni
Yeah,
loneliness, inaweza kuwa ni trauma bond.
my mission
Yeah,
is different.
like
So
I think sometimes hatujijuangi hata chenye tunataka kwa relationship. Tunaendanga tu na society. Jacinta akona boyfriend, wanatokeanga I want that. Sasa ile time nitapata mwanaume, I don't even think I have the power to even say what I want because I don't even know it. I don't, like, you're just acting from a point of naivety and survival.
yeah. Na tena tuko na, well, sisemi kukuwa na high hopes za the type of a man you want is bad, but again ni kama tuko na a lot of fantasies of the men that we want.
But I tend to think we should always be the female version of the men that we want.
Exactly.
So if I want a successful man, I have to be successful because there is no nitakuwa maskini. And I think this is something that people should know. You create your world and you create your world according to the value that you offer. So if the only thing Jacinta anaweza kuoffer ni mambo ya mental health, tutakuwa tunapatana kwa stories za mental health.
Yeah.
That's it. So if I want a successful man, I have to be a success myself. Lazima nikuwe successful ili nifikie wanaume successful who hang out wapi,
exactly.
Who wapi, how do they reason, like I think kuishi kwa fantasy world. Unataka mwanaume ako na gari na wewe hata hujui hata driving.
I was like nilikuwa nasikiza some, unaona tu huku kwa internet has a lot of things.
Yeah,
and you'll
internet
see,
is like books.
You'll see internet a girl saying, I want a man who is 27, who has a car, who has a mansion, who has this. And I was talking in another webinar I was hosted, and I was someone raised it, and she was a lady, and I was asking her, do you have an older brother? Because sometimes it's good to bring it into reality.
Yes,
so I was doing a reality check, and I was like, do you have an older brother? And she was like, yeah. And I was like, how old is your brother? My brother is 32. Is your brother married? No. Where does your brother live? My brother lives in a bedsitter, I don't know where. Does your brother have a car? No. Does your brother, well, how do you expect then a 27-year-old person to have a car if your brother is 32 and does not have the same?
Actually, yes, that is so true. I think we expect so much from other people than ourselves. And I think we, as human beings, there is the book I was reading in Asema, as human beings, as much as we are social human beings, we crave for that because we are like mirrors.
Yeah.
So I want you to be the person I want to be in future. See I want you to be like, that is why tunajaribingi kushape wanaume, kuwa change, because we were trying to make them to our man wenye tunajua. But shida ni wao tunasahau kujiuliza, ungekuwa mwanaume huko na do, ungechagua dem anakaa kama wewe. You get my point? Tuseme ni sawa, unataka mwanaume ako na gari, ako nini, ako na riches, ako na nyumba, aya. Assume ingekuwa ni wewe huyo mwanaume, would you go looking for a village girl?
No. Unless I want to control them. Unless I want someone to control, then that is when I go for that.
You look for a partner, right?
Exactly.
And I think that's it about life. I think we should reach a point whereby be the person you want others to be. If you want a successful man, be a successful woman. Your space ita change, your aura ita change, your kila kitu ita change, and everything else. Anyway, I think time is up, and I'd love you to give a parting shot. Give us a parting shot.
Well, I'll say, when we talk about men's mental health, let us not stretch too much into letting what the man is really supposed to do go away, because again, there is
we have to live the
yeah.
Lazima tuishi the masculinity side, the feminine side. We
there is
deserve each
who a
other.
man is. And I think there is a webinar that you hosted, and someone said in that webinar, let's the man be a man. Understand,
Let him be.
as a
Hata kama mwenye
man,
anataka.
as a man, just understand you are a man. Understand what a man really is before going out and start saying, oh, nini, nini. Just, as a man, just understand where you come from as a man, who you are as a man, and understand your levels of vulnerability and your levels of where you can seek help. Again, let us not push them to speak up when they're not willing to speak up. Everybody has their own time when they want to speak up. I always say it is good to seek help, but again, seek help that works for you and the help that you feel it's right for you.
Yeah. Wow. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for joining us, and I hope that you've stayed all through to the last minute of this podcast. It's been a great podcast, and I'm so happy. Thank you, Jacinta, for coming.
Thank you.
And thank you to our cameraman, Samido. I call him Samido, who does a great work. And thank you so much all, and I'd love to know your comments, your compliments, your complaints, and also how we can make our podcast better as we grow together. And also, I'd love to know, who would you love us to host in the next coming podcast? Give your suggestions, and thank you so much, and may God bless you so much, abundantly, exceedingly, and above all. Bye.